Mistress Meryll!
Oh, it's you, is it? You may go away if you like, because I don't want to, you know.
Haven't you anything to say to me?
Oh, yes. Are the birds all caged? The wild beasts all littered down? All the locks, chains, bolts and bars in good order? Is the little ease sufficiently uncomfortable? The racks, pincers and thumbscrews ready for work? Oh, you brute!
These allusions to my professional duties are in doubtful taste. I didn't become head jailer because I like head jailing. I didn't become assistant tormentor because I like assistant tormenting. We can't all be sorcerers, you know. You ask for that.
Colonel Fairfax is not a sorcerer. He is a man of science and an alchemist.
Well, whatever he isn't going to be one for long, for he's to be beheaded today for dealings with the devil. His master nearly had him last night when the fire broke out in the Beauchamp Tower.
Oh, how I wish he'd escaped in the confusion, but take care. There's still time for a reply to his petition for mercy.
I'm content to chance it. This evening at 7:30.
Oh, you're a cruel monster to speak so unfeelingly of the death of a young and handsome soldier.
Young and handsome? How do you know he's young and handsome?
Because I've seen him every day for weeks past, taking his exercise on the Beauchamp Tower.
Curse him.
There! I believe you're jealous of him now. Jealous of a man I've never spoken to. Jealous of a poor soul who's to die in an hour.
I am. I'm jealous of everybody and everything. I'm jealous of the very words I speak, because they get to reach your ears, and I mustn't go near them.
Oh, how unjust you are. Jealous of the very words you speak to me. Why, you know as well as I do that I don't even like them.
You used to like them?
I used to pretend I liked them. It was mere politeness to comparative strangers.
Oh, I don't believe you know what jealousy is. I don't believe you know how it eats into a man's heart, and disorders his digestion, turns his interior into boiling lead. Oh, you are an artless jade to trifle with the delicate organisation of the human interior. When jealous torments rack my soul, my agonies I can't control. Oh, better sit on red-hot coal than lava, heartless jade. The red-hot coals will hurt, no doubt, but red-hot coals in time go out. But jealousy you cannot rout, its fires will never fade. It's much less painful on the whole to go and sit on red-hot coal till you're completely flayed, or ask a kindly fiend to crack your wretched bones upon the rack than lava, heartless jade, than lava, heartless jade. The kerchief on your neck of snow, or look on as a deadly foe, it goeth where I may not go and stops there all day long. The belt that holds you in its grasp is to my peace of mind a rasp. It claspeth what I may not clasp, correct me if I'm wrong. It's much less painful on the whole to go and sit on red-hot coal till you're completely flayed, or ask a kindly fiend to crack your wretched bones upon the rack than lava, heartless jade, than lava, heartless jade. The bird that breakfasts on your lip, I would I had him in my grip. He sippeth where I dare not sip, I can't get over that. The cat you fondle, soft and sly, in my earth where I dare not lie. We're not on terms, that cat and I. I do not like that cat. It's much less painful on the whole to go and sit on red-hot coal till you're completely flayed, Or ask a kindly fiend to crack your wretched bones upon the rack, than love a heartless jade, than love a heartless jade. Or ask some kindly fiend to crack your wretched bones upon the rack, than love a heartless jade.
And our days are not so faded, but that we with one consent, were our loved land invaded, still would face a foreign foe, as in days of long ago, still would face a foreign foe, as in days of long ago, as in days of long ago, as in days of long ago.
Still would face a foreign foe, as in days of long ago. Our warders, hunter orders, gallant pikemen, valiant sworders, brave in bearing, bold and scaring, in their bygone days of daring. Our warders, gallant pikemen, valiant sworders, brave and scaring, in their bygone days of daring. Heroes remain of each was all the smiles. Here's glory on and laurel, each of all the tales bring. To the story of our glory, each of all the tales bring. Each of all the tales
A good day to you, Sergeant.
Oh, good day, Dame Carruthers. Busy today?
Busy? Aye. The fire in the Beecham last night has given me work enough. There were 12 poor prisoners. Richard Colfax, Sir Martin Byfleet, Colonel Fairfax, Warren the preacher poet, and half a score others, all packed into one small cell, not 6 feet square. Poor Colonel Fairfax, who's to die today, is to be removed to number 14 in the Cold Harbour, that he may have his last hour alone with his confessor. And I've to see to that.
Poor gentleman. He'll die bravely. I fought under him 2 years since, and he valued his life as it were a feather.
He's the bravest, the handsomest, and the best young gentleman in England. He twice saved my father's life, and it's a cruel thing, a wicked thing, and a barbarous thing that so gallant a hero should lose his head, for it's the handsomest head in England.
For dealings with the devil. Aye, if all were beheaded who dealt with him, there'd be busy doings on Tower Green.
You know very well Colonel Fairfax is a student of alchemy, nothing more and nothing less. But this wicked tower, like a cruel giant in a fairy tale, must be fed with blood, and that blood must be the best and the bravest in England, or it's not good enough for the old blunderbore.
Silence, you silly girl. You know not what you say. I was born in the old keep, and I've grown grey in it. And please God, I shall die and be buried in it. And there's not a stone in its walls that is not as dear to me as my own right hand.
Oh,
Nay, less, but there's one hope yet. Thy brother Leonard, who was a reward for his valour in saving his standard and cutting his way through 50 foes who would have killed him, has been appointed a yeoman of the guard. He will arrive today. And as he comes straight from Windsor where the court is, it may be that he will bring the expected reprieve with him.
Oh, that he may!
Oh, amen to that. For the colonel twice saved my life, and I'd gladly give the rest of my life to save his. And wilt not thou be pleased to see thy brave brother, with the fame of whose exploits all England is a-ringing?
Aye, truly, if he brings a reprieve.
And not otherwise.
Well, he's a brave fellow indeed, and I love brave men.
All brave men?
Most of them, I verily believe. But I hope Leonard will not be too strict with me. They say he is a very dragon of virtue and circumspection. Now, my dear old father is kindness itself.
And leaves thee pretty much to thine own ways, eh? Well, I have no fears for thee. Thou art a good lass, even if thou hast a feather brain.
That's all very well, but if Leonard is going to tell me that I may not do this and I may not do that, and I must not talk with this one or walk with that one, but must go through the world with my lips pursed up and my eyes cast down, like a nun who has renounced mankind, why, as I have not renounced mankind and don't mean to renounce mankind, I won't have it. There!
Nay, lass, you'll not check thee mother and is good for thee. He's a brave fellow and the bravest of brave fellows. And yet, it seems but yesterday that he robbed the lieutenant's orchard.
A laughing boy but yesterday, a merry urchin blithe and gay, whose joyous shout came ringing out, unchecked by care or sorrow. Today a warrior old sun brown, whose deeds of soldierly renown of all the boast of London town, a veteran tomorrow. Today a warrior, a veteran tomorrow.
When at my Leonard's deed sublime, a soldier's pulse beats double time, and a brave heart's thrill, as brave hearts will, at tales of martial glory. I burn with flush of pride and joy, a pride unbidden by Alloy, to find my boy, my darling boy, the theme of song and story, to find my darling boy, the theme of song and story, to find my darling boy, the theme of song and story.
Father!
Leonard! Oh, my brave boy, I'm right glad to see thee. And so is Phoebe.
Oh, hast thou brought Colonel Fairfax's reprieve?
Nay, I have here a dispatch for the lieutenant, but no reprieve for the colonel.
Oh, poor gentleman, poor gentleman.
I would I'd brought better news. I'd give my right hand, nay, my body, my life to save his.
Dost thou speak in earnest, my lad?
Aye, father, I'm no braggart. Did he not save thy life? And am I not his foster brother?
Then hearken to me. Thou hast come to join the yeomen of the guard.
Well,
None has seen thee but ourselves.
and a sentry who took but scant notice of me.
Now to prove thy words,
Give me the dispatch and get thee hence at once. Here is some money, and I shall send thee more. Lie hidden for a space, and let no one know. I'll convey a suit of yeoman's uniform to the colonel's cell, and he shall shave off his beard so none will know him, and I'll own him as my son, the brave Leonard Meryll, who saved his flag and cut his way through 50 foes who thirsted for his life. He will be welcomed by my fellow yeomen without question, I'll warrant that. So, how to get access to the colonel's cell? The key is held by thy sour-faced admirer, Wilfred Shadbolt.
I think I can get anything I want from Wilfred. I think you may leave that to me.
Then get thee hence at once, and bless thee for the sacrifice.
And take my blessing too, dear Leonard.
And thine, eh? Thy love is newborn. Wrap it up gently lest it take gold and die.
Alas, I waver to and fro, dark danger hangs upon the deed.
Dark danger hangs upon the deed.
The scheme is rash and well may fail, but ours are not the hearts that quail, the hands that shrink, the cheeks that fail in hours of need.
No, ours are not the hearts that quail, the hands that shake, the cheeks that fail, the hands that shrink, the cheeks that fail in hours of need.
The air I breathe to him, my own, my life is his, I count it naught.
That life is his, so count it naught.
And shall I reckon risks I run when services are to be done to save the life of such an one? Unworthy thought, unworthy thought.
And shall we reckon risks we run to save the life of such an one?
Unworthy thought, unworthy thought.
We may succeed, who can foretell?
Mayhem hell the home, mayhem hell the home.
Nay, let's be of good cheer. We may save him yet.
Oh, see, Father, they bring the poor gentleman from the beach, and, oh, Father, his hour is not yet come.
No. They take him to the cold harbour tower to await his end in solitude. But hush softly. The lieutenant comes. He should not see thee weeping.
Halt! Colonel Fairfax, my old friend. We meet but sadly.
Sir, I greet you with all goodwill, and I thank you for the zealous care with which you have guarded me from the pestilent dangers that threaten human life outside. In this happy little community, death, when he comes, doth so in a punctual and business-like fashion, and, like a courtly gentleman, giveth due notice of his advent, that one may not be taken unawares.
Sir, you bear this bravely, as a brave man should.
Well, 'tis no light boon to die swiftly and surely at a given hour and in a given fashion. Truth to tell, I would gladly have my life. But if that may not be, then I have the next best thing to it, which is death. Believe me, sir, my lot is not so much amiss.
Oh, Father, I cannot bear it.
Oh, bless the poor girl.
Nay, pretty one, why weepest thou? Come, be comforted. Such a life as mine is not worth weeping for. Sergeant Meryll, is it not? May I greet my old friend? Why, what's all this, man? Thou and I have faced the grim old king a dozen times, and never has his majesty come to me in such a goodly fashion. Be of stout heart, good fellow. We are soldiers, and we know how to die, thou and I. Take my word for it. It is easier to die well than to live well. For in truth, I have tried both. Is life a boon? If so, it must befall, that death, whene'er he call, must call too soon. Though fourscore years he give, yet one would pray to live another moon. What kind of plaint have I, who perish in July, who perish in July? I might have had to die, perchance, in June. I might have had to die, perchance, in June. Is life a thorn? Then count it not a whit. Nay, count it not a whit. Man is well done with it. Soon as he's born, he should all means essay to put the plague away. And I, warworn, were captured fugitive, my life most gladly give. I might have had to live another morn. I might have had to live another morn. And now, Sir Richard, I have a boon to beg. I am in this strait for no better reason than because my kinsman, Sir Clarence Poltwist, one of the Secretaries of State, hath charged me with sorcery, that he may succeed to my estate, which devolves to him, provided that I die unmarried.
As thou wilt most surely do.
Nay, as I most surely will not do, by your worship's grace. I have a mind to thwart this good cousin of mine.
How?
Well, by marrying forthwith, to be sure.
But heaven have mercy, whom wouldst thou marry?
Nay, I'm indifferent on that score. Oh, coming death have made of me a true and chivalrous knight, who holds all womanhood in such esteem that the oldest, the meanest, and the worst favoured of them is good enough for him. And so, my good lieutenant, if thou wouldst serve a poor soldier who hath but an hour to live, find me the first that comes. My confessor shall marry us, and her dower shall be my dishonoured name, and 100 crowns to boot. No such poor dower for an hour of matrimony.
A strange request. I doubt that I should be warranted in granting it.
Well, there never was a marriage fraught with so little of evil to the contracting parties. In an hour she'll be a widow, and I a bachelor again, for aught I know.
Well, I will see what can be done, for I hold thy kinsman in abhorrence for the scurvy trick he has played thee.
1,000 thanks, good sir. We meet again on this spot in an hour or so. I shall be a bridegroom then, and your worship will wish me joy. Until then, farewell. I am ready, good fellows.
He is a brave fellow, and it is a pity that he should die. Now, how to find him a bride at such short notice? Well, the task should be easy.
I pray you, bear with us, and we will satisfy you. For we are merry folk who would make all merry as ourselves. But look, there is humour in all things, and the truest philosophy is that which teaches us to find it and to make the most of it.
Hands off, I say! Unmannerly fellow!
Didst thou hear her say, hands off?
Aye, I heard her say it, and I felt her do it. What then?
But dost thou not see the humour of that?
Nay, if I do, hang me.
Thou dost not.
Now, observe. She said, hands off.
Whose hands? Mine. Of whom? Of her. Why? Because she is a woman. Now, had she not been a woman, thine hands had not been set upon her at all. So, the reason for the laying on of hands is the reason for the taking off of hands. And herein is contradiction contradicted. Oh, it is the very marriage of pro and con, and no such lopsided union either as times go. For pro is not more unlike con than man is unlike woman. Yet men and women marry every day with none to say, oh, the pity of it, save I and folds like me. Now, wherewithal shall we please you? We can rhyme you couplet, triolet, quatrain, sonnet, rondelay, ballad, what you will, or we can dance you saraband, rondelay, carol, Pimpernel, or Jumping Joe.
Let us give them the singing farce of the merry man and his maid. Therein is song and dance too.
Aye, the merry man and his maid. I have a song to sing, oh.
Sing me your song, oh.
It is sung to the moon by a lovelorn moon who fled from the mocking throng. Oh, it's the song of a merry man moping mum, whose soul was sad and whose glance was glum, who sipped no sup and who craved no crumb, as he sighed for the love of a lady. Lady, lady, misery me, lack lady. He sipped no sup and he craved no crumb, as he sighed for the love of a lady.
I have a song to sing, oh.
What is your song, oh?
It is sung with the ring of the songs made sing, who love with a love life long. Oh, it's the song of a merry maid, peely proud, who loved our Lord and who laughed aloud at the moan of the merry man moping mum, whose soul was sad and whose glance was glum, who sipped no sup and who craved no crumb, as he sighed for the love of a lady. Lady,
song to sing, oh.
Sing me your song, oh.
It is sung to the knell of a churchyard bell with a doleful dirge ding-dong, oh. It's the song of a popinjay bravely born, who turned up his noble nose with scorn at the humble merry maid peerly proud, who loved the Lord and who laughed aloud at the moan of the merry man moping bum, whose soul was sad and whose glance was glum, who sipped no sup and who craved no crumb, as he sighed for the love of a lady. Lady, lady, misery me, lack-a-lady. He sipped no sup and he craved no crumb, as he sighed for the love of a lady.
I have a song to sing, oh.
Sing me your song, oh.
It is sung with a sigh and a tear in the eye, for it tells of a righted wrong. Oh, it's the song of a merry maid once so gay, who turned on a heel and tripped away from the peacock popinjay bravely born, who turned up his noble nose with scorn at the humble heart that she did not prize, so she begged on her knees with downcast eyes for the love of the merry man moping bum, whose soul was sad and whose glance was glum, who sipped no sup and who craved no crumb, as he sighed for the love of a lady.
Lady, lady, misery me, lack-a-lady. His pains were all and he sighed no more, for he lived in the love of a lady. Lady, lady, misery me, lack-a-lady. His pains were all and he sighed no more, for he lived in the love of a lady.
Well sung and well danced. A kiss for that pretty maid.
Best be warned, I am armed.
Back, sirs, back. Oh, well, this is going too far.
Thou dost not see the humour of it, eh?
No.
Yet there is humour in all things, even in this.
What is this bother?
Sir, we sang to these folk, and they would have repaid us with gross courtesy but for your honour's coming.
Away with ye! Clear the rabble! Now, my girl, who are you and what do you here?
May it please you, sir, we are two strolling players, Jack Point and I, Elsie Maynard, at your worship service. We go from fair to fair, singing and dancing and playing brief interludes, and so we make a poor living.
You two, eh? Are you man and wife?
No, sir. For though I am a fool, there is a limit to my folly. Her mother, old Bridget Maynard, travels with us, for Elsie is a good girl. But the old woman is abed with fever, and we have come here to pick up some silver to buy an electuary for her.
Hark ye, my girl. Your mother is ill,
Sorely ill, sir.
and needs good food and many things thou canst not buy.
Alas, it is too true.
Wouldst thou earn 100 crowns?
100 crowns? They might save her life.
Then listen. A worthy but unhappy gentleman is to be beheaded in an hour on this very spot. For sufficient reasons, he desires to be married before he dies, and he has asked me to find him a wife. Wilt thou be that wife?
The wife of a man I have never seen.
Why, sir, look you, I am concerned in this, for though I am not yet wedded to Elsie Maynard, time works wonders, and there's no knowing what may be in store for us. Have we your worship's word for it, that this gentleman will die today?
Oh, nothing is more certain, I grieve to say.
And that the maiden will be allowed to depart the very instant the ceremony is at an end?
Oh, the very instant I pledge my honour that it shall be so.
100 crowns.
100 crowns.
Ooh, for my part, I consent, but it's for Elsie to speak.
How say you, maiden, will you wed a man about to lose his head? For
half an hour you'll be a wife, and then the dowry's yours for life. A headless bridegroom why refuse? If truth the poets tell, most bridegrooms ere they marry lose both head and heart as well.
A strange proposal you reveal, it almost makes my senses reel. Alas, I'm very poor indeed, and such a sum I sorely need. My mother, sir, is like to die, this money life may bring. Bear this in mind, I pray, if I consent to do this thing.
Though as a general rule of life I don't allow my promised wife, my lovely bride that is to be, to marry anyone but me. Yet if the fee is promptly paid, and he in well and grave, within the hour is duly laid, objection I will waive. Yes, objection I will waive.
Temptation, no temptation, where we have intended to shun whatever station of fascination splendid, or fall whene'er we view you, head over heels into you, head over heels, head over heels, head over heels into you,
some of my jests out of place.
I have a vacancy for such an one. Tell me, what are your qualifications for such a post?
Marry, sir, I have a pretty wit. I can rhyme you extempore. I can convulse you with quip and conundrum. I have the light of philosophies at my tongue's tip. I can be merry, wise, quaint, grim, and sardonic. One by one, or all at once. I have a pretty turn for anecdote, for I know all the jests, ancient and modern, past, present, and to come. I can riddle you from dawn of day to set of sun, and if that content you not, from well on to midnight and the small hours. Oh, sir, a pretty wit, I warrant you, a pretty, pretty wit. I've jibe and joke, and whip and crank, for lowly folk, and men of rank. I ply my craft, and know no fear, but aim my shaft at prince or peer, at peer or prince, at prince or peer. I aim my shaft, and know no fear. I've wisdom from the east and from the west, that's subject to no academic rule. You may find it in the jeering of a jest, or distill it from the quality of a pool. I can teach you with a quip if I've a mind. I can trick you into learning with a laugh. Oh, in all my folly, and you'll find a grain or two of truth among the chaff. Oh, in all my folly, and you'll find a grain or two of truth among the chaff. I can set a braggart quailing with a quip. The upstart I can wither with a whim. He may wear a merry laugh upon his lip, but his laughter has an echo that is grim. When they're offered to the world in many guise, unpleasant truths are swallowed with a will. For he who make his fellow creatures wise should always gild the philosophic pill. For he who make his fellow creatures wise should always gild the philosophic pill.
Came you to leave your last employ?
Oh, why, sir, it was in this wise. My lord was the Archbishop of Canterbury, and it was considered that one of my jokes was unsuited to his Grace's family circle. In truth, I ventured to tell a poor riddle, sir, wherein lay the difference between his Grace and poor Jack Point. His Grace was pleased to give it up, sir, and thereupon I told him that whereas his Grace was paid £10,000 a year for being good, poor Jack Point was good for nothing. Oh, it was but a harmless jest, sir, but it offended his Grace, who whipped me and set me in the stocks for a scurrilous rogue, and so we parted. I'd as lief not take post again with the dignified clergy.
I trust you are very careful not to give offence. I have daughters.
Sir, my jests are most carefully selected, and anything objectionable is expunged. If your honour pleases, I will try them first on your honour's chaplain.
Can you give me an example? Say, I sat me down hurriedly on something sharp.
Sir, I would say that you'd sat down on the spur of the moment.
I don't think much of that. Is that the best you can do?
Well, always been much admired, sir, but, I'll try again.
Well then, I am at dinner, and the joint of meat is but half cooked.
Then, sir, I should say that what is underdone cannot be helped.
I see. I should think that manner of thing would be somewhat irritating.
Oh, at first, sir, perhaps, but use is everything, and yet you would come in time to like it.
We will suppose that I caught you kissing the kitchen wench under my very nose.
Under her very nose, sir, not under yours. That's where I would kiss her. Do you take me? Oh, sir, a pretty wit, a pretty wit.
The maiden comes. Follow me, friend. We will discuss this matter at length in my library.
I am your worship's servant. That is to say, I trust I soon shall be. But before proceeding to a more serious topic, can you tell me, sir, why a cook's brain pan is like an overwound clock?
A truce on this fooling. Follow me.
Oh, just my luck. My best conundrum wasted.
Greek for a dying man and his confessor to be closeted alone with a strange singing girl? I would fain have espied them, but they stopped at the keyhole. My keyhole!
Wilfred, and alone.
Now what could he have wanted with her? That's what puzzles me.
Now to get the key.
Wilfred, has no reprieve arrived?
None. Thine adored Fairfax is to die.
Nay, thou knowest I have naught but pity for the poor condemned gentleman.
I know that he that is about to die is more to thee than I, who am alive and well.
Why, that were out of all reason, dear Wilfred. Do they not say that a live ass is better than a dead lion? Oh, no, I don't mean that.
Oh, they say that, do they?
It's unpardonably rude of them, but I believe they put it in that way. Not that it applies to thee, who art clever beyond all telling.
Ah, yes. As assistant tormentor.
Nay, as a wit, as a humorist, as a most philosophic commentator on the vanity of human resolution.
Truly, I have seen great resolution give way under my persuasive methods. In the nice regulation of the thumbscrew. In the 100th part of a single revolution lieth all the difference between stony reticence and a torrent of impulsive unbosoming the pen can scarcely follow. Oh, I am a mad wag.
Thou art a most light-hearted and delightful companion, Master Wilfred. Thine anecdotes of the torture chamber are the prettiest hearing.
I am a pleasant fellow, and I choose. I believe I am the merriest dog that barks. Thou and I could be parson happy together.
Perhaps, I do not know.
For thou wouldst make a most tender and loving wife.
I, to one whom I really loved, for there is a wealth of love within this little heart waiting for, I wonder whom. Now, in all the world of men, I wonder whom. To think, he whom I am to wed is now alive and somewhere, perhaps far away, perhaps close at hand, and I know him not. It seemeth to me that I am wasting time in not knowing him.
Say that it is I. Suppose it just for the nonce. Say that we are wed. Suppose it only. And that thou art my very bride. And I am thy cheerful, joysome, frolicsome husband. And that the day's work being done, and the prisoners all stored away for the night, thou and I are alone, together, with all the long, long evening before us.
It is a pretty picture, but I scarcely know it cometh so unexpectedly. And yet, were I thy bride.
Aye, wert thou my bride.
Oh, how I would love thee. Were I thy bride, then all the world beside were not too wide to hold my wealth of love. Were I thy bride, upon thy breast my loving head would rest as on her nest the tender turtle dove. Were I thy bride, this heart of mine would be one heart with thine, and in that shrine our happiness would dwell. Were I thy bride, and all day long our life should be a song, no grief, no wrong should make my heart rebel. Were I thy bride, the silvery flute, the melancholy lute were night owl's root to my low whispered
Not yet. But Lord, how she wooed! I should be no mean judge of wooing, seeing I have been wooed more utly than most men. I have been wooed by maid, widow, and wife. I have been wooed boldly, timidly, fearfully, shyly, by direct assault, by suggestion, by implication, by inference, and by innuendo. But this wooing were not of a common order. This is the wooing of one who needs must woo me, if she die for it.
The deed is so far safely accomplished. How she wheedled him, the old sly boots. What a helpless ninny is a lovesick man. He is but as a lute in the hands of a woman. She may play upon him whatever tune she will. But soft, the colonel comes. Faith is just in time, for the yeomen parade here for his execution in 2 minutes.
Sir, thou runnest a grave risk for me.
'Tis no risk at all, no risk at all. None here will recognize you. You make a brave yeoman, sir. You're rough, a little high. Here is your helmet. Carry it thus. Now the yeomen come. Remember, you are my brave son, Leonard Meryll.
If I may not bear mine own name, there is none other that I would bear so readily.
Now, sir, put a bold face on it, for they come.
Behold my son, who is all subduing arms, hath formed the theme of many a song and story. Forgive his aged father's pride, nor jeer his aged father's sympathetic tear. Leonard Meryll, Leonard Meryll, gorgeous Phoebe, time of terror, man of power, knighthood's flower, welcome to the grim old town, to the tower where
Forbear, my friends, and spare me this ovation. I have small claim to such consideration. The tales that of my prowess are narrated have been prodigiously exaggerated. Prodigiously exaggerated.
'Tis ever thus, wherever valor true is found, true modesty will there abound.
thou not, O Leonard Meryll, stand it lost in last campaign, rescue it at deadly peril, bear it safely back again.
Leonard Meryll, at his peril, bore it safely back again.
Didst thou not, when prisoner taken, and debarred from all escape, face with gallant heart unshaken, death and most appalling shape?
Leonard Meryll, face his peril, death and most appalling shape.
Truly I was to be pitied, having but an hour to live. I reluctantly submitted, I had no alternative. All the tales that are narrated of my deeds of daring do have been much exaggerated, very much exaggerated. Scarce a word of them is true, scarce a word of them is true.
Execution like a demigod of yore, with heroic resolution snatched a sword and killed a score.
Leonard Meryll, snatched a sword and killed a score.
And escaping from the foemen, bolstered with the blood you shed, you defiant, fearing no men, saved your honor and your head.
Leonard Meryll, saved his honor and his head.
True my course with conduct shaping, favored to by lucky star, I succeeded in escaping prison bolt and prison bar. All the tales that have been stated of my deeds of daring do have been much exaggerated, very much exaggerated. Scarce a word of them is true, scarce a word of them is true.
They are not exaggerated, not at all exaggerated, could not be exaggerated. Every word of them is
Leonard!
I beg your pardon.
Don't you know me? I'm little Phoebe.
Phoebe? Is this Phoebe? What? Little Phoebe? Who the deuce may she be? It can't be Phoebe, surely.
Yes, 'tis Phoebe, your sister Phoebe, your own little sister.
I beseech the truth, 'tis Phoebe.
Sister Phoebe.
Oh, my brother.
Why, how you've grown! I did not recognize you.
So many years. Oh, my brother.
Oh, my sister.
Oh, brother. Oh,
I, Agimco, there are three thou mayst hug, thy father and thy brother and myself.
Thyself, forsooth, and who art thou thyself?
Good sir, we are betrothed.
Or more or less, but rather less than more.
To thy fond care I do thy sister. Be to her an ever-watchful guardian, eagle-eyed, and if she feels as sometimes she does feel, disposed to indiscriminate caress, be thou at hand to take those favours from her.
Be thou at hand to take those favours from her.
Yes, yes, be thou at hand to take those favours from me.
To thy fraternal care, thy sister I commend, from every lurking snare, thy lovely large defend, and to achieve this end, O grant, I pray, this boon, O grant this boon. She shall not quit thy side from morn to afternoon, from afternoon to night, from 7 o'clock to 2, from 2 to eventide, from dim twilight to 11 at night, from dim twilight to 11 at night, she shall not quit thy side.
From morn to afternoon, from afternoon to 11 at night, she shall not quit thy side.
So amiable I've grown, so innocent as well, that if I'm left alone, the consequences fell, no mortal can foretell. So grant, I pray, this boon, oh grant this boon. I shall not quit thy sight from morn to afternoon, from afternoon to night, from 7 o'clock to 2, from 2 to eventide, from dim twilight to 11 at night, from dim twilight to 11 at night, I shall not quit thy side.
From morn to afternoon, from afternoon to 11 at night, she shall not quit thy side.
With brotherly readiness for my fair sister's sake, at once I answer, yes, that task I'll undertake. My word I never break, I freely grant that boon, and I'll repeat my plight from morn to afternoon, from afternoon to night, from 7 o'clock to 2, from 2 to evening meal, from dim twilight to 11 at night, from dim twilight to 11 at night, the compact I will see.
From morn to afternoon, from afternoon to 11 at night, she freely grants that boon.
sought his cell in duty bound, the double gratings open were no prisoner at all. We found we hunted high, we hunted here. The man we sought with anxious care had vanished into empty air. The man we sought with anxious care had vanished into empty air.
My troth and lose his flame, the man has vanished into air.
As before the prisoner, they sought his cell in duty bound, the double gratings open were no prisoner at all. They found we hunted high, we hunted here. The man they sought with anxious care had vanished into empty air. The man they sought with anxious care had vanished into empty air.
Astounding news, the prisoner fled, while my
My lord, I did not set him free. I hate the man by rivalry.
The prisoner gone, I'm on again.
I shall forfeit me instead.
Twould have helped him to escape.
My lord, I did not set him free.
Indeed, I can't imagine who. I've no idea at all but you. What have I done? Oh, woe is me! That is right, and he is the free.
Oh, woe is you! Your anguish sink. Oh, woe is me, I rather think. Oh, woe is me, I rather think. Yes, woe is me, I rather think. What have you tried? You eyes bright, and I am left alone bereft. Oh, woe is me, I rather think. Yes, woe is me, I rather think. Yes, woe is me, I rather think.
Oh, frenzy, frenzy, with despair they break. The brave is cheating, always true. Who is the not in vain? Who has not tried this thing to do? Let's search, we may throughout the land, for his vindictive anger dread. 1,000 months more marching men, who reigns in here alive or dead? Who reigns in here alive?
fetter and chain, a dungeon of stone, all are in vain, prisoners flown. Spite of ye all, he is free, he is free. What do ye want, pretty warders, are ye? Pretty warders are ye, what do ye want? Spite of ye all, he is free, he is free. What do ye want, pretty warders, are ye?
Up and down and in and out, here and there and round about, every chamber, every house, every chink that holds a mouse, every crevice in the keep, where a beetle black would creep, every outlet, every drain, have we searched, but all in vain, all in vain.
What do ye want?
Every house, every chink, every drain,
What are ye? What are
every
ye?
chamber, every outlet, have we searched, but all in vain. What is our bees? Whom do we want? Whom do we want? What is our bee? Whom do we want? Whom do we want? What is our whom do we want? Spite of us all, he is free, he is free. What is our bee? He is free. Spite of us all, he is free, he is free. Spite of us all, he is free, he is free. Pretty warders are we, he is free. He is free.
Pretty warders are ye?
He is free. He is free. Pretty warders are we.
The merry jests of Hugh Ambrose. Number 7,863. The poor wit and the rich counsellor. A certain poor wit, being an hungered, did meet a well-fed counsellor. "Marry, fool," quoth the counsellor, "whither away?"
In truth, said the poor wag, in that I've eaten naught these 2 days, I do wither away, and that right rapidly.
The counsellor laughed hugely and gave him a sausage. Ha! The counsellor was easier to please than my new master, the lieutenant. I'd like to take post under that counsellor. Oh, it is but melancholy mumming when poor, heartbroken, jilted Jack Point must needs turn to Hugh Ambrose for original light humour.
Master Point.
Friend jailer, that wast, jailer that never shalt be more, jailer that jailed not, or that jailed if jail he did, so unjailily that 'twas but jerry-jailing, or jailing in joke. Though no joke to him who by a jailer like jailing did so jeopardize his jailership. Come, take heart, smile, laugh, wink, twinkle. No tormentor that tormentest none, no wrecker that wreckest not, no pincher out of place. Come, take heart and be merry, as I am. As I am.
It's all very well for thee to laugh. Thou hast a good post. Thou hast cause to be merry.
Cause? Have we not all cause? Is not the world a big butt of humour into which all who will may drive a gimlet? See, I'm a salaried wit, and is there aught in nature more ridiculous? A poor, dull, heartbroken man who must needs be merry, or he'll be whipped, who must rejoice, lest he starve, who must jest you, jibe you, quip you, crank you, rack you, riddle you from hour to hour, from day to day, and from year to year, lest he dwindle, perish, starve, pine, and die. Oh, why, when there's naught else to laugh at, I laugh at myself till I ache for it.
And yet, I have always thought a jester's calling would suit me to an air.
Thee? Would suit thee, thou death's head and crossbones?
I have a pretty wit. A light, airy, joysome wit. Spiced with anecdotes of the prison cells and the torture chamber. A very delicate wit. I have tried it on many a prisoner, and there was some who laughed. Now, it's not easy to make a prisoner smile. And it cannot be difficult to be a good jester, seeing thou art one.
Difficult? Nothing easier. Nothing easier. Attend, and I'll prove it to thee. Oh, a private buffoon is a light-hearted loon if you listen to popular rumour. From the morn to the night he's so joyous and bright, and he bubbles with wit and good humour. He's so quaint and so terse, both in prose and in verse, yet though people forgive his transgressions, there are one or two rules that all family fools must observe if they love their profession. There are one or two rules, half a dozen maybe, that all family fools of whatever degree must observe if they love their profession. If you wish to succeed as a jester, you'll need to consider each person's auricular. What is all right for B would quite scandalise C, for C is so very particular. And D may be dull, and E's very thick skull is as empty of brains as a ladle, while F is F sharp, and will cry with a cup that he's known your best joke from his cradle. When your humour they flout, you can't let yourself go, and it does put you out when a person says, "Oh, I've known that old joke from my cradle." When your master is surly from getting up early and tempers are short in the morning, an inopportune joke is enough to provoke him to give you at once a month's warning. But if you refrain, here's at you again, for he likes to get value for money. He'll ask then and there, with an insolent stare, if you know that you're paid to be funny. Oh, it hurts to the task of a merriman's place when his principal asks with a scowl on his face, if you know that you're paid to be funny. Comes a bishop maybe, or a solemn DD, oh beware of his anger provoking. Better not pull his hair, don't stick pins in his chair, he don't understand practical joking. If the jest that you crack have an orthodox smack, you may get a bland smile from these sages. But should it by chance be imported from France, half a crown is stopped out of your wages. It's a general rule, though your zeal it may quench. If the family fool tells your joke that to French, half a crown is stopped out of his wages. Though your head it may rack with a bilious attack, and your senses with toothache you're losing, don't be mopey and flat, they don't fine you for that if you're properly quaint and amusing. Though your wife ran away with a soldier that day and took with her your trifle of money, bless your heart, they don't mind. They're exceedingly kind. They don't blame you so long as you're funny. It's a comfort to feel if your partner should flit, though you suffer a deal, they don't mind it a bit. They don't blame you so long as you're funny. So, thou wouldst be a jester, eh?
Aye.
Now listen. My sweetheart, Elsie Maynard, was secretly wed to this Fairfax half an hour ere he escaped.
She did well.
She did nothing of the kind, so hold thy peace and perpend. Now, whilst he liveth, she is dead to me, and I to her. And so, my jibes and jokes notwithstanding, I'm the saddest and the sorriest dog in England.
Oh, thou'rt a very dull dog indeed.
Now, if thou would swear that thou did shoot this Fairfax while he was trying to swim across the river, it needs but the discharge of an arquebus on a dark night, and that he sank and was seen no more, I'll make thee the very Archbishop of Jesters, and that in 2 days' time. Now, what sayest thou?
I am to lie.
Heartily, but thy lie must be a lie of circumstance, which I will support with the testimony of eyes, ears, and tongue.
And thou wouldst qualify me as a jester?
Oh, as a jester among jesters. I will teach thee all my original songs, my self-constructed riddles, my own ingenious paradoxes. Nay, more, I will reveal to thee the source whence I get them. Now what sayest thou?
Why, if it is but a lie thou wantest of me, I hold it light enough. I say yes, it is a bargain.
Hereupon we both agreed, all that we two do agree to is secured by solemn deed, to prevent all elemental you and Elsie are to call, with a story grim and gory.
How this Fairfax died and all, I declare to, you're to swear to.
I to swear to,
I declare to.
I to swear to,
I declare to.
I to swear to, you declare to, I to swear to. Tell a tale of cock and bull, of convincing detail full. Tale tremendous and defend us, what a tale of cock and bull. In return for my own part, I am making undertaking to instruct you in the art amazing, under-raising of a jester, jesting free, proposition, high ambition,
And a lively one I'll be, wag-a-wagging, never flagging.
wag-a-wagging,
Never flagging,
wag-a-wagging,
never flagging,
never flagging, wag-a-wagging, never flagging. Tell a tale of cock and bull, all convincing, detailful. Tale tremendous and defend us, what a tale of cock and bull. What a tale of cock,
what a tale of bull,
what a tale of cock,
what a tale of bull,
what a tale of cock and bull,
cock and bull, cock and bull, and defend us, what a tale of cock and bull.
and no sign of poor Fairfax. The dolts! They seek him everywhere, save within a dozen yards of his dungeon. Oh, and so I am free. Free, save for the cursed haste of which I hurried headlong into matrimony with heaven knows who. As far as I remember, she should have been young. But even if her face had not been concealed by her kerchief, I doubt that in my then plight I should have taken much note of her. Free. Oh, the Tower bonds were but threads of silk, compared with these conjugal fetters that I, fool that I was, placed upon mine own hands. From the one I escaped readily enough. How to escape from the other? Free from his fetters grim, free to depart, free both in life and limb, in all but heart, bound to an unknown bride for good and ill. Ah, is not one so tight, a prisoner still, a prisoner still? Ah, is not one so tight, a prisoner still? Free, yet in fetters held till his last hour, gyves that no smith can weld, no rust devour. Although monarchs and set him free. Of all the captive band, the saddest he, the saddest he. Of all the captive band, the saddest, saddest he.
Sergeant Meryll. Well, how fares thy pretty charge, Elsie Maynard, eh?
Oh, well enough, sir. She's quite strong again, so leaves us tonight.
Thanks to Dame Carruthers' kind nursing, eh?
Oh, deuce take the old witch. That was a sorry trick you played me, sir, bringing the fainting girl to me. It gave the old lady an excuse for taking up quarters in my house. Now, I've shunned her like the plague for the last 2 years. Another day of it and she would have married me. Oh, good Lord, here she comes again. I'll e'en go.
Nay, Sergeant Meryll, don't go. I have something of grave import to say to thee.
It's coming.
I' faith, I think I'm not wanted here.
Oh, nay, Master Leonard. I have naught to say to thy father that his son may not hear.
True, I'm one of the family. I'd forgotten.
'Tis about this Elsie Maynard. A pretty girl, Master Leonard.
Aye, fair as peach blossom. What then?
She hath a liking for thee, or I mistake not.
Oh, my heart. Well, she's as dainty a little maid as you'll find on a midsummer day's march.
Then be warned in time, and give not thy heart to her. Oh, I know what it is, to give my heart to one who will have none of it.
Aye, she knows all about that. But why should my boy take heed of her? She's a good girl, Dame Carruthers.
Oh, good enough for aught I know. But she's no girl. She's a married woman.
Married woman? Tush, old lady. She's promised to Jack Point, the lieutenant's new jester.
A tush in thy teeth, old man. As my niece Kate sat by her bedside today, this Elsie slept. And as she slept, she moaned and groaned and turned this way and that way and... Oh, how shall I marry one I have never seen? Quoth she. And 100 crowns, quoth she. Then, is it certain he will die in the hour, quoth she. And then, I love him not, and yet I am his wife, quoth she. Is it not so, Kate?
Aye, aunt, 'tis even so.
Art thou sure of all this?
Aye, sir. For I wrote it all down on my tablets.
Now mark my words. It was of this Fairfax she spake, and he is her husband, or I'll swallow my kirtle.
Is it all true, sir?
True? Why, the girl was raving. And why should she marry a man who hath but an hour to live?
Marry? There be those who would marry but for a minute, rather than die old maids.
Aye, I know one of them.
Strange adventure, maiden wedded to a groom she'd never seen. Never seen. Groom about to be beheaded in an hour on Tower Green. Tower Green. Groom in dreary dungeon lying, groom as good as dead or dying, for a pretty maiden
adventure that we're trolling, modest maid and gallant groom, gallant, gallant, gallant groom. While the funeral bell is tolling, 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 bim-a boom, bim-a, bim-a, bim-a boom. Modest maiden will not tarry, though but 16 years she carry. She must marry, she must marry, though the altar be a tomb. Tower, 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 tomb. Tower, tomb. Tower, tomb. Though the altar be a tomb. Tower, 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 tomb.
So, my mysterious bride is none other than this winsome Elsie. By my hand! 'Twas no ill plunge in fortune's lucky bag. Might have fared worse with my eyes open. Here she comes, now to test her principles. 'Tis not every husband has the chance of wooing his own wife. Mistress Elsie!
Master Leonard.
So thou leavest us tonight?
Yes, Master Leonard. I have been kindly tended, and I almost fear I am loath to go.
And of this Fairfax, wast thou glad when he escaped?
Why, truly, Master Leonard, it is a sad thing that a young and gallant gentleman should die in the very fullness of his life.
So when thou didst faint in my arms, it was for joy at his safety?
It may be so. I was highly wrought, Master Leonard, and I am but a girl, and so when I'm highly wrought, I faint.
Now dost thou know, I am consumed with a parlous jealousy.
Thou? And of whom?
Why, of this Fairfax, surely.
Of Colonel Fairfax?
Aye. Shall I be frank with thee? Elsie, I love thee, ardently, passionately. I have loved thee these 2 days, which is a long time, and I would fain join my life to thine.
Master Leonard, thou art jesting.
Jesting? May I shrivel into raisins if I jest? I love thee with a love that is a frenzy, with a love that is a fever, with a love that eateth up my heart. Now what sayest thou? Thou would not let my heart be eaten up.
Oh, mercy, what am I to say?
Dost thou love me? Or hast thou been insensible these 2 days?
I love all brave men.
Nay, there is love in excess. I thank heaven there are many brave men in England, but if thou lovest them all, I withdraw my thanks.
I love the bravest best. But, sir, I may not listen. I am not free. I am a wife.
A wife? Whose wife? His name? His days are numbered. Nay, his grave is dug and his epitaph set up. Come, his name.
Sir, keep my secret. It is the only barrier that fate could set up between us. My husband is none other than Colonel Fairfax.
The greatest villain unhung! The most ill-tempered, ill-natured, ill-omened, ill-mannered dog in Christendom.
It is very like. He is naught to me, for I never saw him. I was blindfolded, and he was to have died within the hour. But he did not die, and I am wedded to him, and my heart is broken.
He was to have died, and he did not die? The scoundrel! The perjured, traitorous villain! Thou should have insisted on his dying first to make sure. It's the only way with these Fairfaxes.
I now wish I had.
Bloodthirsty little maiden. A fig for this Fairfax. He dares not show himself, and if he does, what art thou to him? Fly with me, Elsie. We will be married tomorrow, and thou shalt be the happiest wife in England.
Master Leonard, I am amazed. Is it thus that brave soldiers speak to poor girls? Oh, for shame! For shame! I am wed, not the less because I love not my husband. I am a wife, sir, and I have a duty. And, oh, sir, thy words, they terrify me. They are not honest. They are wicked words, and unworthy thy brave and great heart. Shame upon thee! Shame upon thee!
No, nay, Elsie, I give a jest. I speak but to try thee. Elsie!
Hark! What was that, sir?
Why, an arquer was fired from the wharf, unless I much mistake.
Strange, and at such an hour. What can it mean?
Now what can that have been? A shot so late at night, enough to cause a fright. What can the portent mean?
A foeman in the land is London to be raved.
The land is London to be raved. How is to expect what danger is at hand? What danger is at hand?
Who fired that shot? At once the truth declare.
My lord, 'twas I, to rashly judge forbear.
My lord, 'twas he, to rashly judge forbear.
Like a ghost is vigil keeping,
Or a spectre all appalling.
I beheld a figure creeping.
I should rather call it crawling.
He was creeping,
He was crawling.
he was creeping,
Crawling.
he was creeping,
He was crawling.
he was creeping,
Crawling.
A moment's hesitation, on myself upon him flung, with a hurried exclamation to his draperies I hung. Then we closed with one another in a rough and tumble smother. Colonel Fairfax and no other was the man to whom I clung.
Colonel Fairfax and no other, Colonel Fairfax and no other, Colonel Fairfax and no other was the man to whom he clung.
After mighty tug and tussle,
It resembled more a struggle.
he by dint of stronger muscle,
Or by some infernal juggle.
from my clutches quickly sliding,
I should rather call it slipping.
with a view no doubt of hiding,
Or escaping to the shipping.
with a gasp and with a quiver.
I'd describe it as a shiver.
Down he dived into the river, and alas I cannot swim.
It's enough to make one shiver with a gasp and with a quiver. Down he dived into the river, it was very brave of him.
Ingenuity is captured with a view, my king of pleasing, arquebus sentry snatching.
I should rather call it seizing.
With an ounce or two of lead, I dispatched him through the head.
With an ounce or two of lead, he dispatched him through the head.
I discharged it without winking, little time I lost in thinking, like a stone I saw him sinking.
I should say a lump of lead.
Discharged it without winking, little time he lost in thinking.
Like a stone I saw him sinking.
I should say a lump of lead.
Like a stone, my boy, I said.
Like a heavy lump of lead.
Like a stone, my boy, I said.
Like a heavy lump of lead.
Anyhow, the man is dead, whether stone or lump of lead.
Anyhow, the man is dead, and whether stone or lump of lead. Arquebus from sentry seizing, with the view is king of pleasing. Arquebus from sentry seizing, with the view is king of pleasing. Wilfred shot him through the head, and he's very, very dead. And it matters very little whether stone or lump of lead. It is very, very certain that he's very, very dead.
Stone. Lead.
The river must be dragged, no time be lost. The body must be found at any cost. To this attend without undue delay, and set to work with what dispatch we may.
Yes, yes, we'll set to work with what dispatch we may.
Be comforted. This Fairfax was but a pestilent fellow, and as he had to die, he might as well die thus as any other way. It was a good death.
Still, he was my husband. And had he not been, he was, nevertheless, a living man.
Oh.
And now, by your leave, my tears may flow unchidden, Master Point.
And did thou see all of this?
Aye, sir. With both eyes at once. This and that. The testimony of one eye is naught. He may lie. But when it is corroborated by the other, it is good evidence that none may gainsay. Here are both, present in court, ready to swear to him.
But art thou sure it was Colonel Fairfax? Saw you his face?
Aye, and a plaguey ill-favoured face, too. A very hangdog face. A felon face. A face to fright the headsman himself and make him strike awry. Oh, a plaguey bad face, take my word for it. How they laugh! 'Tis ever thus with simple folk. An accepted wit has but to say, pass the mustard, and they roar their ribs out.
Oh, if ever I come back to life, thou shalt pay for this master point.
Now, Elsie, thou art free to choose again. So, behold me. I am young and well favoured. I have a pretty wit. I can jest you, jibe you, whip you, crank you, rank you, ready.
Hush, man. Thou knowest not how to woo. 'Tis not done with time-worn jests and threadbare sophistries, with quips, conundrums, riddles, and paradoxes. It is an art in itself, and should be studied gravely and conscientiously. A man who would woo a fair maid should prentice himself to the trade and study all day in methodical way how to flatter, cajole, and persuade. He should prentice himself at 14 and practice from morning to e'en. And when he's of age, if he will, I'll engage he may capture the heart of a queen, the heart of a queen.
It is purely a matter of skill, which all may attain if they will. But every jockey must study the knack if he wants to make sure of his Jill. If he wants to make sure of his Jill.
If he's made the best use of his time, his twig he'll so carefully lime, that every bird will come down at his word, whatever its plumage or climb. He must learn that the thrill of a touch can mean little or nothing or much. It's an instrument rare to be handled with care, and ought to be treated as such. Ought to be treated as such.
It is purely a matter of skill, which all may attain if they will. But every jockey must study the knack if he wants to make sure of his Jill. If he wants to make sure of his Jill.
Then a glance may be timid or free, it will vary in mighty degree, from an impudent stare to a look of despair that no maid without pity can see. And a glance of despair is no guide, it may have its ridiculous side. It may draw you a tear, or a box or leer. You can never be sure till you've tried. Never be sure till you've tried.
It is purely a matter of skill, which all may attain if they will. But every jockey must study the knack if he wants to make sure of his Jill. If he wants to make sure of his Jill. Yes, every jack must study the knack. Yes, every jack must study the knack if he wants to make sure of his Jill. Yes, every jack must study the knack if he wants to make sure of his Jill.
Now listen to me. It's done thus. Mistress Elsie, there is one here whom, as thou knowest, loves thee right well.
That he does. Right well.
Is but a man of poor estate, but he hath a loving, honest heart, and he would make a true and trusty husband to thee. And if thou wouldst be his wife, thou wilt lie curled up in his heart like a little squirrel in its nest.
Oh, 'tis a pretty figure. A maggot in a nut lies closer, but that squirrel will do.
He knowest that thou wast a wife, an unloving and unloved wife, and his poor heart was near to breaking. But now that thine unloving husband is dead, and thou art free, he would fain pray that thou wouldst hearken unto him, and give him hope that thou wouldst one day be his.
He presses her hands, he whispers in her ears. Oh, Watkins, what does it mean?
Now tell me, sweetheart, will thou be this good poor fellow's wife?
If the good, brave man... Is he a brave man?
Well, so men say.
That's not true, but let it pass.
If the good, brave man will be content with a poor, penniless, untaught maid...
Widow, but let that pass.
Then I will be his true and loving wife, and that with my heart of hearts.
My own dear love.
Oh, brother, this is not seemly.
Oh, I can't let that pass. Hold, enough, Master Leonard. An advocate should have his fee, but methinks thou art overpaying thyself.
Nay, that is for Elsie to say. I promised thee I would show thee how to woo. And herein lies the proof of the virtue of my teaching. Go thou and apply it elsewhere.
When a wooer goes a-wooing, none is truer than his choice.
Maiden hushing all his suing, boldly blushing, bravely gone, bravely gone, boldly blushing,
oh, the happy days of doom.
Oh, the happy days of doing.
Oh, the sighing and the
sewing.
when a
woman
woman
was a-wooing, and the seeds that never gone. When a brother leaves his sister for another, sister weeps. Tears that trickle, tears that blister, tears but mickle sister reaps. Tears that trickle, tears that blister.
oh, the doing and undoing.
Oh, the doing and undoing.
Oh, the sighing and the sewing, when a brother goes a-wooing, and a sobbing sister weeps. When a jester is outwitted, feelings fester, heart is led, food for fishes only fitted, jester wishes he was dead. Food for fishes only fitted, jester wishes he was dead. Oh, the doing and undoing, oh, the sighing and the sewing, when a jester goes a-wooing, and he wishes he was dead.
Oh, the doing and undoing, oh, the sighing and the sewing, when
gratitude. Before I pretend to be sister to anybody again, I'll turn nun and be sister to everybody, one as much as another. Oh.
In tears, I. What plague art thou grisling for this time?
Why am I grisling? Thou hast often wept for jealousy. Well, 'tis for jealousy I weep now. I yellow, bilious, jaundiced jealousy. So make the most of that, Master Wilfred.
But I have never given thee cause for jealousy. The lieutenant's cookmaid and I are just the merest gossips.
Jealous of thee? Bah! I'm jealous of no craven cock-a-who crows about what he do and he dares. I'm jealous of another and a better man than thee. Set that down, Master Wilfred. And he is to marry Elsie Maynard, the little pale fool. Set that down, Master Wilfred. And my heart is well nigh broken. There, thou hast it all. Make the most of it.
The man that thou lovest is to marry Elsie Maynard? But there is none other than thy brother, Leonard Meryll.
Oh, mercy, what have I said?
Why, what manner of brother is this, thou lying little jade? Speak! Who is this man that thou hast called brother, has fondled and cuddled and kissed with my connivance too? Oh, Lord, with my connivance too. Could it be this Fairfax? It is! It's the accursed Fairfax! It's Fairfax! Fairfax who...
Whom thou hast just shot through the head, and who lies at the bottom of the river.
Ah. I might have been mistaken. We are but fallible mortals, the best of us. But I'll make sure. I'll make sure.
Stay, one word. I think it cannot be Fairfax. Mind, I say, I think, because thou hast slain Fairfax. But whether he be Fairfax or no Fairfax, he is to marry Elsie, and as thou hast shot him through the head and he is dead, be content with that, and I will be thy wife.
It is sure?
Aye, sure enough. There's no help for it. Thou art a very brute, but even brutes must marry, I suppose.
My beloved!
Phoebe, rejoice, for I bring glad tidings. Colonel Fairfax's reprieve was signed 2 days since, yet it was foully and maliciously held back by Secretary Poltwhistle, who designed that it should arrive after the colonel's death. It hath just come to hand, is in the lieutenant's possession.
Then the colonel is free? Oh, kiss me, my dear!
Odds and differ, my life! Art thou mad? Am I mad? Are we all mad?
Oh, my dear, I well nigh crazy.
Come away from her, thou kissing, clinging cockatrice, thou jade, thou hussy! And as for thee, sir, I'll skin thee for this, I'll rip thee like an herring, I'll cleave thee to the chine. Oh, Phoebe, Phoebe, who is this man?
Peace, fool! He is my brother.
Another brother? How many more are there? Produce them all at once, that I may know the worst.
This is the real Leonard, dolt. The other was but his substitute. The real Leonard, I say, my father's own son.
Well, how do I know that? Has he got brother writ large on his brow? I mistrust thy brothers. Thou art a lying jade.
Oh, be fair, Wilfred. Truly, I did deceive thee before, but it was to save a precious life, and to save it not for me, but for another. They are to be wed this very day. Is not this enough for thee? Come, I am thy Phoebe, thy very own, and we will be wed. In here, or 2, or 3 at the most. Is not that enough for thee?
Phoebe, hast thou heard the brave news?
Aye, Father.
Oh, I'm mad with joy. Why, what's this?
Oh, Father, he discovered our secret through my folly, and the price of his silence is...
Phoebe's art.
Dear no. Phoebe's hand.
It's the same thing.
Is it?
Oh, 'tis pity. But the Colonel's life had to be saved at any cost. Oh, and since thy folly revealed our secret, thy folly must e'en suffer for it. Dame Carruthers.
So, this is a plot to shield this arch-fiend, and I have detected it. A word from me, and 3 heads besides his would roll from their shoulders.
Oh, no. Colonel Fairfax has been reprieved. Yet if my complicity in the escape were known, playing upon the old meddler, there's nothing for it. Hush, pretty one. Such bloodthirsty words from such ill-become, such cherry lips.
Sergeant Meryll.
Well, look ye, Chunk. For many a month now, I've been thinking to myself, there's no love saving up in that middle-aged bosom for someone. And why not for thee? That's me. So why not take heart and tell her, that's thee, that thou, that's me, lovest her, that's thee, and oh, I'm a miserable old man, and I've done it, and that's me. But not a word about Fairfax. The price of thy silence is...
Meryll's heart?
Oh, no. Meryl's hand.
It's the same thing.
Is it?
Rapture, rapture, when love's votary flushed with capture seeks the notary. Joy and jollity, therein is quality, reigns frivolity. Rapture, rapture, joy and jollity, therein is quality, reigns frivolity. Rapture, rapture.
Doleful, doleful, when humanity with a soul full of satanity, caught in privity, down declivity, seeing captivity. Doleful, doleful, caught in privity, down declivity, seeing captivity. Doleful, doleful.
Joyful, joyful, when virginity seeks or coyful man's affinity. Fatal, flowery, bright and bowery is a dowry. Joyful, joyful, fatal, flowery, bright and bowery is a dowry. Joyful, joyful.
Ghastly, ghastly, when and sorrowful, firstly, lastly, of tomorrowful, after Terry, yields to Harry, goes a merry, ghastly, ghastly!
Joyful, joyful.
Ghastly, ghastly.
Joyful, joyful.
Ghastly, ghastly,
Joyful,
ghastly,
joyful,
ghastly,
joyful,
ghastly.
Rapture, rapture, when love's votary flushed with rapture seeks the notary. Joy and jollity, down is quality, seeks frivolity. Rapture, rapture, joy and jollity, down is quality, seeks frivolity. Rapture, rapture,
Doleful, doleful,
rapture, rapture,
doleful, doleful,
Thank you. Yes, yes, with happiness the soul is glad. This is the joy day of the Lord.
Hold, pretty one, I bring to thee news, good or ill. It is for thee to say. Thy husband lives, and he is free, and comes to claim his bride this very day.
No, no, recall those words, it cannot be.
All thought of Leonard Meryll set aside. Thou art mine own, I claim thee as my bride.
Thou art his own, alas, he claims thee as his bride.
A suppliant at thy feet I fall, mine heart will yield to pity's call.
Mine is a heart of massive rock, unmoved by sentimental shock.
Thy husband he.
Leonard, my loved one, come to me. They bear me hence away. But though they take me far from thee, my heart is thine for ever. My bruised heart, my broken heart is thine, my own for ever. Is thine, is thine, mine own is Sir, I obey. I am thy bride. But ere the Satan hour I said, the say that placed me in thy power, would I had died. Sir, I obey. I am thy bride.
My own! With happiness my soul is glowing. This is my joy day on alone.
Yes, yes, with happiness the souls are glowing. This is the joy day on our Lord. With happiness the souls are glowing. This is the joy day on our Lord. The joy day on our Lord.
shed a tear or two, for I have a song to sing. Oh,
sing me your song,
It is sung to the moon by a lovelorn loon who fled from the mocking throng. Oh, it's the song of a merry man moping mum, whose soul was sad and whose glance was glum, who sipped no sup and who craved no crumb, as he sighed for the love of a lady.